Three, two, one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to CineQuest video. Today, we're going to be talking about a new. Puppetry type of gremlin-y type of. What was the other comparison you said?
Huh?
What was the other
Me?
comparison? You said Gremlins. Oh, the Ghoulies. They say Ghoulies. It's kind of
Ghoulies.
like.
I was about to say
I was
Ghoulies a
thinking
little
this
bit.
would have been like if Nintendo tried to make like another, well, not another, but like a garbage kid, a Pale Kids movie or something.
All right. Well, this movie is called Frankie Freako.
Frankie Freako.
Just recently released. It is streaming now. I think you can rent it. You can buy it. I'm not exactly sure what platform it'll be on, other than the ones that you can actually rent or buy things on currently. But this is actually written and directed by Steven Kostansky. He actually did. I didn't realize this until I read up on it just after watching the movie. He did The Void in 2016. He also was a part of Psycho Goreman.
Psycho Goreman.
And now he's a part of this one again. Psycho Goreman was one that Roland and I reviewed a couple years ago. We enjoyed that one as well. I also enjoy The Void. That's one of my favorite horror movies the past decade or so.
Was this the same director or the same? Sorry, the same. Because I thought it was a FX guy. Like, I mean, not FX. Like practical effects.
Well, no, actually, Steven Kostansky. He directed The Void, and I believe he directed also Psycho Goreman, and then of course we got this one here too. I think they are special effects guys, though. They're all part of a collaborative production company called Astrio 6 or something like that. But yeah, this movie has been compared in articles that I've read, and again, Roland actually said this last night, and I actually saw an article and I was like, oh, so not far off from a comparison, Gremlins and Ghoulies.
What did I say?
You said I have the go back into the text message if you can.
Oh, that text.
I definitely get the Ghoulies sense.
It was right before I went to sleep.
Yeah. You said
Gremlins was even more nonsensical and wholesome. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
With a little dash, just a little dash of orgasmo.
Yeah, if I may read your actual, basically what you said, but it says that Freddie Freako is like if Gremlins was even more nonsensical and wholesome. But yeah, surprisingly enough, these movies, not The Void specifically, but Psycho Goreman
both of these movies,
Psycho Goreman and Freddie Freako do have like a sense of like a little bit of heart to it, even though it's like cheesy,
whimsy,
and
whimsy,
and that wholesomeness you're talking about, because they never really directly curse. You say like heckin' and stuff like that.
Yeah, they do a lot of that.
Yeah,
and then they also are like, bring that sweet ass over here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that part did.
Coochie coochie, or what does he say? Like, how can you
find a
be
piece of hoochie coochie like you not having any freak in him?
Yeah. The guy looked like
that guy reminded me of a gremlin. Like he kind of like he had that like those teeth.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to think of, like what that reminded me of. Like it was either like Mad TV or like there's this like artist, not too far on like the guy that did Ren and Stimpy, but like, you know, with less what's the word I'm trying to think of? Grooming.
Yes.
Unfortunately. I can't remember the guy's name though. Like it escapes me off the top of my head. He does like a lot of art like that, and the people usually have teeth that way. I wish I could fucking remember.
Before we continue, hold on. Let's just go over a quick synopsis of this movie. So basically, this film follows. I already forgot the guy's name. The main guy. What's his fucking name?
The main guy's name is.
He's so bland. That's the whole point, dude.
Yeah, he's so bland. I didn't remember.
Bland square boy.
But he was played by Connor Sweeney. Basically, he's a bland guy who works like a normal office job. And one night after I think it's his wife,
most
right?
office jobs office jobs that you could have, and his boss is like discount Bob Odenkirk looking.
But he also, you know, I just love the fact that he gives him a promotion. It's basically for him to like cover up his like, I guess, fraud and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, you're gonna shred.
Yeah,
shred
just make
papers.
sure that you're here on the weekend. This camera is on you while you're like. Actually, I don't think the guy had it. So I'm on IMDb. It doesn't say. I don't think he has a name. That doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
there you
to
go.
me. I
Then
thought I
they're
could have sworn.
Bland guy.
He's
is what
just
his
bored
name-
employee.
Oh, Bland, he had
sorry.
no name.
I got a little loud there. Bored employee. Shit.
Even his I guess it's his fiance or his wife tells him he is
His
kind of
wife,
bland.
Let's
His
go
wife.
with wife.
He calls a number that he sees on the TV.
Who his wife looks like a model. It's so weird, like how chiseled and like angular her
Yeah,
face is.
she has had like that. Yeah.
She's got the. Actually, I think the reason why, aside from the fact that she does look like a model, it's just that I think she's always got makeup on, like almost always, like in bed and everything, except for maybe the last scene when it's the upset with her like showing up at the end. I want to say she looks kind of different there for some reason.
Well, you know what? Maybe because like there's a change in bland guy, and he's no longer bland anymore. You know, he's ready to like really to hold two of her hands now.
Yeah.
So basically, he calls this number, and these creatures from another dimension infiltrate and want to party, just party it up with his place, pretty much destroying his house and stuff. And we find out later. I mean, the spoilers, it's whatever, but like it's part of the master plan that the creatures and his wife were in cahoots to kind of get him to kind of come out of his shell a little bit, and kind of get him to just be a different person and not so bland.
Yeah, as he sits there in his sex suit, or whatever it is that they set him up. He looked like I don't know. Like, did you guys ever seen screenshots of the movie Zardoz with Sean Connery? I think it was from like the 80s and 70s.
Yeah,
he's wearing this like red.
Yeah.
He looks like that, but like I guess more.
Well, this is with like yoga pants.
Yeah,
This guy is, these guys are like yoga. This reminded me of like those workout like gym like pants a lot of women wear. But yeah, that's what was funny. Because I think the Sean Connery one, he has like a thong almost or something. Like it's
kind of
weird.
Yeah, I think he does.
Like
I forget. Like I think I've got that on. I've never watched all of that movie. It sticks out of my head though, because again, it's Sean Connery standing there in some kind of weird future world BDSM outfit. I don't know. Like, and then also this other thing too, like this movie, it's pretty fun as far as how all over the place it is. Yet still somewhat like, again, like childish, and I got a lot of the sense of like Psycho Goreman watching this.
Well, yeah,
for
like
sure,
really
man.
silly, and I'm almost just like, is this for kids? Like, what am I watching this again?
Well, dude,
like,
that's what I was gonna say. It's funny, like they want to come, like Ray like said, they want to like find a place to party, but it's all that goes into that wholesomeness. It's like a child's party. Like they don't drink they don't drink any booze, they don't do any drugs.
It's like fart soda, right?
No,
like, it's like some kind of fart juice or whatever. It's like like a Coca-Cola, with some caffeine in it, which the guy's all like, caffeine, no way.
like fucking, was it Buds McKenzie or whatever from Drama? Is the drink Slurm? He's just there to party. And then he like takes off his glasses and he's like 100 years old. It's like tired. And
I can't party anymore. I can't do it. And then,
I've had enough.
Like they're pretty much just like causing destruction and bowling cans of the soda.
And I have sort of a question for you guys that I'd like to. That it's an interesting detail. I'm sure we can chat over here with Frankie Freako.
Frankie Freako. Yeah.
Frankie. Damn it! I think I keep fucking it up because don't they call him Fred or Frank or something at one point? Like they don't call him shit.
I know they call him like Freako.
Frank.
Frank,
His friends
I
call
forget
him
if it's
Frank.
Christina or if it's the boss dude that like Munch that calls him that. Finally found you.
Yeah.
Frankie.
You may be calling him Freddy because there was a 1-900 number back in the day that was called Freddy Freaker.
Right. Yeah. I thought this
something
was
very like that. It looked just like this. Well, not just like, but it was like some kind of guy you call. You just say random crazy. Kind of reminded me of Freak Beast or Jerk Beast a little bit, but not like not the now like prank calls. Like you would just call him. You know, I remember they had like that and I think they mentioned it in the movie, but they had a Freddy Krueger line you would call.
Yeah, that was a throwback to when was that, like the early 90s or something when he had that? I forgot.
Called the 1-900 number,
and he called that and he got traumatized.
Yeah, he was too mean. He was so mean to me.
So like the Freakos, they're originally like it's sort of suggested that they're demons, right? I don't know, because like at one point he holds up the cross and they're like, oh no, and it bursts into flame, and then the other guy like flat out fucking demonizes and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that they're from another world, a digital world instead. Like,
I don't know, man, but I do like that there's like a lot of stuff in the movie that they don't explain anything. Like, why does he have a cross locked up in a box?
Right, yeah.
And it fits perfectly. Like, it's even cut out to be like just like fit the cross in there. It's like, why does he have?
It's in case of Connor countdown break or open box. You know, I don't know. I mean, what else would a guy like that have in there? A gun? Pshaw, which actually is really funny because that's the first thing he goes for, right? Oh, they took all the guns. Like, what? Why the fuck do you have guns? You're a pussy. Like,
no, it's his wife. She's the big
wife. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. She's probably crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so basically going over most of this movie is like he's bland. He calls a number. They come and party. They go to the other world. They meet Munch there, like Eska's boss nemesis, and then they come back to Earth. Munch follows them, all super shredded out, like becoming full on freak lord. And the ending, they pretty much like get rid of him, and then it's over.
Yeah, chainsaw.
Yeah, they get rid of him and then everyone's happy. And like, I love how they have that montage at the end where they're like fixing up the house and shit. Like, oh, just shit. Like new. Like, what the fuck?
Like
you guys are sober.
What's funny, I thought it was hilarious whenever you see like the puppet hand like putting tape on, it's like barely touching it and stuff. It's just like I did find it funny the ending whenever he's the bland guy is with his wife. And he does that like pose, like the movie's gonna end, and he's just like, and he saw that, and he stays there for like the longest time.
Yeah, and then it just keeps going, and like it picks up, and reality sets in.
Yeah, and
the
Shabadook guy, the puppet.
Oh, I like when he's like beating him, and he's like, Shabba, don't
do it.
Yeah,
he goes in between sounding like Hank Hill and. I don't know.
I haven't seen many puppets that
like 70s
that kind of have that one line thing, but it for some reason it reminded me of like I went straight to like Pootie Tang, just like making up some nonsense, or even Groot. You know, just say like fucking one word, but every time something happens, you'd be like Shabadoo or Shabadoo, like just various versions of that particular word. It's just funny. Like it's cute, kind of cute.
So. I had forgotten this, but like the guy that plays board guy's boss, he's Greg from Psycho Goreman, so the dad. Right?
Okay.
You remember like weren't we joking that like I remember like you and I at one point were watching, we're like, hey, this kind of looks like Bryce.
Yeah, in the movie.
And it sounded like him too. And I was like, wait.
I need to rewatch Psycho Goreman. It's been a while. It's been a minute.
Like some of the things he did, I was like, huh, a little familiar. I don't understand.
It seemed Bryce like at the time.
Yeah. The one I remember the most is the cop that he was just wanting to die.
Because he's all melted and shit.
He's all melted. And then of course, while this movie does have some great puppet work, it pales in comparison to Psycho Goreman. You have like literally a washing machine with like organs inside of it, and it's like walking around. It reminded me of a bunch of a bunch of Power Ranger villains. Like that's what I loved about that movie.
Dude, yeah, this really felt like rated R Power Rangers or something. Yeah. Like they just, it's not that they walk the line between obscene and like childlike. It's just both in there. Like, I don't know.
Well,
it jumps around
the budget for this movie was like $50,000. Like it was nothing. So like they really had to like jam pack some stuff in there and really like make it happen. Because I mean, obviously they were short on time. I think they did it in like 2 weeks or something like that. But
This
Wow.
one?
they made it. Hold on. It says Freako's.
I mean, it looks like it was filmed in like 2 places, maybe like 2
Yeah.
houses, and or maybe a rental.
The budget was so small. Like they had
office.
like weeks to do it. Like, and not even like a month necessarily. Like, I'm talking about like just a part of it. So they really had to like make things happen and prepare properly in order to get the movie made. But I mean, it shows. I mean, even with their limitations and budgetary constraints, they did make a fun movie.
Yeah,
still.
the freak world was pretty impressive. If that's the case, like
it made me seeing the little like minecart chase scene. It made me think it was like if like I was watching Blade Runner through the eyes of Mr. Rogers' Fairy Tale Kingdom little train
trolley.
Yeah, the trolley. I liked watching that. It was fun.
So I mean, just reiterate individually, Bryce. Starting with you, what did you like specifically, or didn't like about this movie?
Well, what I love about it, I liked the humor. Some of it was like, I don't know, it was funnier at the end. Again, like the whole like the ending, or he's just kind of like that.
They ham it up a bit.
The fact that they just like for some reason they just turned into a Christmas movie at the end, which I was like, I thought that was hilarious. But you know, I love the puppetry, of course. Like I love anything with puppets in it, so that was cool. Like I like Munch and the whole freak world.
When I saw Dottie at one point, I was straight up like, "Is that a puppet master? Fucking
the 6-arm guy?"
Yeah. I'm like, no.
I thought it was a dude the whole time, and then when she finally talked, I was like, "Oh, it's a woman."
Yeah, and then like, the boss is like hitting on her. He's like, "Oh, cowgirl sounds kind of sexy." What? Yeah. What do you mean? Doesn't it like? What do you mean? Hello, mama. Like, that's a fucking bear trap.
I don't know, man. What did I not like about it? It's kind of hard to say. I guess I did enjoy it overall. Some of the humor did kind of drag on a bit, but
yeah,
I don't know. Honestly, I didn't really have any complaints about it. There was something that's like didn't really bring it up to super high level for me. Maybe it was just kind of like, again, like you said, it was the time constraints, maybe the budget. Like it was good for what they had, but I don't know. Maybe I wanted like a little bit more, but but then again, the freak world was like pretty impressive. Like I enjoyed that a lot. So I don't know. I really don't have too many complaints about it. Honestly, I overall enjoyed it quite a bit.
All right. What about you, Roland?
I mean, starting out, I'd forgotten pretty much most of Psycho Goreman about it, and like how I guess the thematic that this guy goes with necessarily. So I was kind of annoyed at first, and then I kind of got into it, like, oh wait, never mind. Like this is gonna be fucking just a bunch of goofball shit. I want to see what these guys do. Considering if they did this for 50 grand, like this is pretty impressive on a basically nothing budget. I guess if anything, like the things about this movie that probably annoyed me were probably intentionally meant to be annoying. So like that's why I can't be like, no, like you got me, you fuckers. I hate that. You know, it was usually like moments where there's just too much, like the dialogue just goes on for a few seconds longer than it needs to, kind of thing. And like they do that a lot. They do that a lot, and then just and so much that you're just like, oh, they're fucking with you. And even in the end as well, when Board Guy does his moment, and you're like, oh, it's gonna stop. It's gonna be like, that's gonna be the credits. No, fuck you. No, keep rolling. And then like it picks back up, and you're like, idiot. So yeah, no, I thought this was pretty damn funny. I like the just like it's so stupid, like that it works in the sense of like the story. Oh yeah, the legendary Frankie Freako, they come from another planet that was taken over, and they're the heroes. They're the good guys. Like what the fuck? Okay.
Even though they were trying to literally blow his head off with the shotgun earlier,
right? And then
traps and shit.
And then they fucking hang. Like at one point they hang him, so it's like he's dead, and they bring him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're friends. Like no, it's he's here to learn an important lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, once you get into the swing of this movie, like you're just kind of like, all right, what's gonna happen next, or how much longer is this gonna like, you know, how are they going to end this sort of thing? No, like if anything, my only complaints about this would probably be that this should be like maybe an anthology series or something. Like this director should just make more movies like this, but like, you know, like TV series,
like just
you know,
smaller
like
doses of it, like 20 minutes.
yeah, like Friday the 13th, or you know, like bring back was Creeps gonna be a TV series? The Creep, fuck, I forgot.
Night of the Creeps.
I thought, no, shit. I don't know why I was gonna think Creepazoid, but that's like completely different and also a dog shit movie. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. But anyways, my point aside, like I think this would make like a great TV series kind of thing. These kinds of like on that budget, fuck, that'd be pretty cool.
I have to make
like if they could just.
I have to make a quick correction. I was just kind of looking for the number that I had seen earlier. So basically, I was reading an article and said the Ontario-based production only had $50,000 Canadian to build a build budget and 8 weeks to do everything with the puppets in the movie. So
Wow.
it's 50. Like it was 50,000 to like build everything, and then like I guess I'm assuming the budget wasn't any bigger than what it was, but actually film 8 weeks to film the movie again, having the puppets and everything already ready to go. So because I mean they didn't do too much destruction to the puppets. Might know a few like blood stuff they could like clean up and stuff like that, but I would imagine like they had to really be careful with what they had already.
I mean, unless they were the ones that were, you know, it was intentional or whatever. Like obviously with the
Munch,
Freak Lord, and forget what else, but like I like the practical effects just as much as the special effects in this one. It's just more of the same stuff from Psycho Goreman. Yeah. I should have looked back in this to see like what other cast members made a return from that one.
Yeah, I didn't really look at that myself.
It didn't occur to me at all.
The main actor, like the bland office worker guy, he looks familiar. Has he been in something else?
I don't know.
I don't know why, but he looks familiar to me.
I haven't looked at his filmography, so I couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure. Actually, he's another visual effects guy, I think, is what he's worked on, pretty much is what I'm looking at. Like a lot of shit.
Wouldn't it be funny if he's the guy who played Psycho Goreman? Like he's in the costume the whole time.
He's only got 3 acting credits. He was the voice of Hyrax in something called The Wild. TV series called Half in the Bag. He was a character called Jay, but he's uncredited. But like, yeah, he's got a shitload of visual effects credits. The 2014 RoboCop. He worked Jack and the Giant Slayer, Twilight Saga, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, Final Destination 5, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Battle of Los Angeles.
Oh, I mean, so he's in it. Like he's in the industry.
Yeah, he's a lighting. He does a lighting. So
interesting.
Yeah, lighting artist, lighting lead, visual effects lighting artist. Oh no, he does animation. Looks like a few here.
That's cool. I mean, I'm
wow. Hey, he was the 3D animator for Toy Box.
I thought you were gonna say he was
Undercover Brother.
I thought you were gonna say he was the best boy grip or something.
Whatever
he
Toy
worked
Box.
in
I don't
Undercover
even
Brother.
remember that shit. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, and Jason X and The Cell, The Big Hit, Spawn, Mimic, Lex, the TV series, the fucking RoboCop TV series, Tech War.
Well, there you go, guys.
What is all this?
Keep working behind the scenes and lighting. And one day you'll end up in front of the camera.
Right, you start in the 90s, and then 30 years later, boom, you're there.
Yeah, you'll start in the soon-to-be cult classic Frankie Freako.
Yeah.
Let me just say this: I enjoyed a lot of this movie. I was actually kind of concerned a bit on how the movie was going to end, because at some point, it's an 86-minute long movie. I was like, how far long is this movie? Because I wasn't sure where they were going, because it was just kind of a lot of the hijinks going on for like a good hour or so. And then they actually go into the next world like after that. And I was like, there's only like 20 minutes left of this movie. How are they gonna wrap all this up in 20 minutes?
Like, oh shit!
But they did, you know. And I mean, it's not like
they left it on a cliffhanger for the sequel.
They wasn't the most like grand ending or whatever, but like it was still a fun movie. Still cheesy comedy. I like the puppets.
Yeah.
I like the character of Frankie Freako with his voice and all that kind of stuff. Seems very 80s, has a very 80s vibe to it. I love all the
everybody. Let's
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, Bryce, it reminded me of like Jerk Beast and like all those kind of like public accessy like prank call kind of shit. It's all great stuff.
Oh, Crank Anchors.
Crank Anchors. I like all that stuff. It's fun. But yeah, and I like the puppet design too. Very reminiscent of like Gremlins and Ghoulies and all those 80s like puppetry kind of films. I think for this movie, out of a 5 rating, it is a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I'd probably watch it again for sure. I would say I give it a nice solid 3 out of 5 for me. It's enjoyable. I think kids can watch it, even though it has as much as like the 80s vibe. I always had like those very like, it kind of teetered on a lot of like adult humor and kid humor.
Yeah.
This kind of like fits into that, just like Psycho Goreman did, you know, even being like as ultra violent as that was. I still think it was kind of like playful in a way, but a 3 out of 5 for me, that would be kind of like where I sit on the rating. And I would recommend people watch it, especially if you like these types of movies. And I think people, anybody who's a fan of like horror or again, Gremlins, Ghoulies, all these 80s types of films, like would definitely enjoy this, I think.
So yeah, it's just like horror comedy for.
What about you, Bryce?
I mean,
what's your rating on this one?
For teenagers.
I hate to copy you, Ray, but I'm also going to give it a 3 out of 5. I did enjoy it a lot, and like I said, it does have, especially maybe for older listeners or viewers, it definitely is going to bring back that nostalgia factor, which I really appreciated of it. Like again, you know, kind of parroting off you, but yeah, Ghoulies, Gremlins reminds me of that, and you know, the humor. I don't know if everyone's going to get the humor. It is childish at times, but it's you know. It's enjoyable. Yeah, like I said, I didn't think about that, but yeah, I guess a kid could watch it. Let's see my kid. Maybe I'll show it to my kid.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, they'd probably like the can of farts.
Yeah,
that's very.
I mean, what? Yeah,
come on.
Yeah. Nah, overall, I would say it's enjoyable.
I mean, I think the one thing that could have like taken it from a like kind of borderline kids movie is if they were partying and then there were like tits everywhere, because that's very 80s.
Yeah.
You know, if there were tits everywhere, then that could have like changed everything, you know,
and all that. Nope.
Yeah,
there was not any of that.
I think the most sexual activity is whenever like they're gonna like they like touch each other and then he like butts and he's just like, oh god, yeah, like he's done.
I guess it's true.
At the very beginning of the movie, whenever they're gonna get intimate, and then he like pretty much finishes like immediately.
Oh yeah. I had to watch that a few times because I was like, wait, what? Like I stopped paying attention and it kept skipped over. Like she doesn't look happy. Okay, so I missed something.
Roland, what about your rating for this movie?
Yeah, I'm not gonna give that a 3. In case you guys are wondering. Because again, like if there was going to be one thing about this, again, it seems like it was intentional, but it's just enough to be slightly annoying, which I'm like, nah. As far as like some of the dialogue dragging a little bit, like I can understand a few times, but maybe not the whole movie. Or most of it, kind of, unless with the exception of when the boss is talking, because like that's his whole shtick.
Yeah.
Where he's just like very laid back, but like, you know, chill and cool, like the boss from Office Space, but without all the, you know, like shitheadness or whatever. It's just very like, oh yeah, that's really good. You spiced up that presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and even when talk about the presentation too, it's just
like where he loses his shit, right?
He's like, oh, I love the way that screaming was the best presentation ever.
You were screaming and crying or something. It was very emotional, very emphatic, or like I was very moved.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's just talking about like how
he's just trying to get him to fucking shred the papers. So because it's funny too, because when he finally shows up there and he's like, They're over there behind the fern. He's like looking over the
Yeah.
counter.
Yeah.
Shred him.
That's. I was gonna bring that up real quick after rolling his rating, but I'm glad you did because yeah, that one part where he just like creeps over I did laugh a lot for that because it was just so stupid, you know.
That guy
Yeah.
is so funny.
But Roland,
and then like he ends up glued to the floor later.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
oh, hey,
and
what's up? How's
all
it
the
going,
shredding the
guys?
papers, like, oh.
He's like, oh, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
I'll give this a 2.7.
2.7.
That's what I was
Right.
thinking. Little. It's very close to being crazy. You know, very awesome. Not quite there, but still pretty cool. I enjoyed this movie. Yeah, quite a bit.
All right. Well, all right. That'll be it for our review for Frankie Freako. Definitely check it out if you have the opportunity to do so. I believe it's on Prime, or like I said, any renting, purchasing digital version of that. It's available out there right now. And but I think I would like to own something like this on like a Blu-ray. I wouldn't want to spend too much money on it, but like,
You think they'll distribute it like on physical media?
what they did with Psycho Goreman.
I mean, I'm looking at a
Yeah.
thing of it on. I think it's out on Blu-ray. You know.
Oh, okay.
They did
You're gonna
with
get that steelbook.
You remember?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Frankie Freako steel.
You're gonna get the steel book.
You know, like
Probably look pretty
Destroy All
nice.
Neighbors. You remember that movie that we reviewed?
Yeah.
I kind of forgot a little bit, right? It was Alex Winter. He's a neighbor, but he's all like dressed up.
Yeah. That
was on. That they had that shit at Walmart on regular DVD and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
Yes.
did. Yeah.
I saw that
Yeah.
there.
I was
what
gonna
the
buy it,
fuck?
but I was just like, oh wait, I haven't seen it since. So, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's available to purchase. But anyways,
Yeah,
wait for the
online.
deluxe edition where they release it
The
in like
4K.
a minecart case or something.
I'm still pissed that I missed the deluxe edition of like I think it was all the Alien movies for like $30.
Oh, the one that comes in an egg.
Oh no, that's even cooler. No, this one was just like it was just a box set. Like,
was it the quadrilogy?
No, it was like 6 or 7 movies. Romulus.
Oh, I don't know about that though. But like,
not Romulus, excuse me. The
Prometheus.
Pandorum, Prometheus. There we go.
Pandorum. That's a different.
Pandora, well, that's a whole other movie. Dude.
That other one, yeah, but like, it's kind of similar.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Like, man, motherfuckers keep reusing plots and shit.
Yeah.
All right. Hold up, let me end this real quick. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. We'll see you on our next review. Another trash cinema movie, hopefully, that we can talk about. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Yeah.